Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here, and welcome back to another video. Here we're actually joined by Devo with the Relo. Say hi, Devo.
Yo, what's up? Devo here.
We're going to take a look at the video of his about him doing 2.1 billion damage, and we're going to talk about basically the themes that were used here. So get ready, Devo. We're going to hit play in 3, 2, 1, go. So, first up, we got here the fight against Grodd with Manta plus Vixen. Tell me about this.
I used Red Hood the match before. It seemed that extra time didn't really help too much. I figured I was gonna try Arkham because it was gonna save time in theory, just giving me that instant super move for killing the minions and
Yeah,
just
that
giving
makes
me
sense.
just extra defense and stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna try it because either way, I'm saving time in the battle. So I mean, it worked out. I lived the whole match and everything, but my biggest problem is that I'm trying to see what works better out of because the two options on Grodd are like Freeze Puppet or like Manta with like Batarangs or Dark Metal cards or something. And the thing is, he has a 3 mil cap though, so
Yeah,
even with
that's a
Freeze,
bug.
there's a limit to things that he can do just because of that 3 mil cap. Just
So,
kind of trying to see. I think the like maximum that this pip has done for me is 180 mil so far. So it's like I'm pretty sure the freeze overall does better if you have really good gameplay.
also, how about using Battle on the Drowned here?
She works great here because you can just spam the swipe down.
Yeah, and
But
lock him into a corner. But
there's
I guess you're
there's
losing
a
damage
thing about
because I guess you're losing damage overall because you don't have anything better to hit Scarecrow with instead.
well, that's the thing. You can ideally use like health reduction or something on Scarecrow, and then use your Batwoman to drown on Grodd. That's if your Batwoman to drown can't survive Scarecrow, because there might be a case of that if you're like not 7 stars and stuff. Because even with mine, I have max defense and everything, and after like super move and killing off John Stewart and stuff, I'm like very low HP. I mess up once. You'll see later in the video. Literally, you mess up one combo in a rub, you're dead. It's just that's how it is.
Yeah,
So
but at
that
the same time, his Scarecrow is not that hard to combo in Chopped unless you lag.
he's not. He's not. But that's the thing. Batwoman to drown later you'll see is I've had lag where the water goes up or when it goes down. Not while it's active, but while it's going up on my screen or down, I lag and mess up the commenter up. So I started trying to this match. I tried somewhere I swiped down to kind of stagger Scarecrow during that frame drop of when it's going up or down, and then trying to get. But I fucked it up honestly. I could have did a lot better on Scarecrow.
Yeah,
Could have done better on Grodd too, but I was just kind of testing how far the Manta Batarangs could really go.
also, on the topic of burning effect, has anybody pulled the spreadsheet for how much defense those bosses actually have? Because I feel like it might be above 75.
I really don't know. You would just assume that they would have 75. That at least Grodd and Captain Cold should have 75.
Yeah, but it literally feels like they have more of it. Also, for some reason, Armor Pierce doesn't seem to work against them. Or at the very
I've
least
kind
against
of
Captain
noticed
Cold.
that where I felt like that anyway.
Like, I tried to do League of Anarchy against Captain Cold, and I had to max out Armor Pierce on talents, and it didn't. Never once in that fight it Armor Pierce, and I did garbage damage because of it. But yeah, moving
I
up to
can't
this
even
fight.
use my League of Anarchy, but yeah, this is one of my most comfortable pips. The Batman Ninja Grodd, it works on Phase 3 as well, but I have a better pip for Phase 3, which is why I started using this here, and it's very comfortable. I like Puppet on Brains. It makes everything very comfortable. And the one thing I really love about the Puppet is that it adds not only this blind that allows you just to stack lethality really well with Grodd, but it has this extra damage effect that actually multiplies the damage like a Raven stack.
Yeah,
Is
I
actually
know.
really nice.
It's
I've hit like 8 mil value, 9 mil values with Grodd in raids because of that puppet effect. It's just insane.
what level is your puppet, by the way?
Level 8.
Oh, I see. I know that that effect stacks because I've had fights where I'm using a character spamming special and the damage just goes up even though it's no other thing that would modify the damage. But at the same time, well, it's great. I don't feel like it's that big of a deal. Though with Grodd, since we have crit and lethal, I suppose it stacks better.
It multiplies it insane because without that value, you'll see my Grodd will hit like probably a cap of like 4 to like 4.5 mil, whereas he can hit like double that with that effect. It's actually pretty insane.
Also, this is something I hate about this man, but it seems to be very reliable how you're using the shield. But you're basically using the shield to counteract that very, very dumb mechanic that they did with Dr. Fate. I think it was all the way... I think it was all the way after the release of Dawn of Apocalypse where they tried to see how it would go to
right
nerf
there,
combo interruption.
Block.
Yeah, he'll block. You have unblockable though, but he blocks. And Grodd does 3 hits after he starts blocking, and then he can't do the swipe because it's like the enemy's blocking.
Yeah, but I figured this out though because when you do the shield, you don't stagger, so you can just continue with more taps. Right? He just stared at me though because I did it too soon. You have to wait a second, and then you do the shield, and then Dr. Fate will just try to throw basics at you in special, and then you can just throw a full combo. But the kind of fucked up thing is that if you ever try to re-engage with another infinite, when you swipe into him, Dr. Fate's just gonna block again, and then you get that blocked value of dot damage with the beta, and then you have to reset everything.
Yeah, it's very dumb. A little bit of a sort of salvation on John Stewart Green Lantern so you don't get tagged in into a special one. That's smart.
Yeah, I also re-rolled my John Stewart's talents to take all his resistances off just to like get him out of the play faster. Because actually here, my Dark Metal cards is max, but the only thing is my Dark Metal cards has all lethal damage. That does not matter.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything here. Also,
so I literally have a blank. I have a blank Dark Metal cards basically.
Also, poor man Joe Stewart Green Lantern, he got shafted because of this fight.
And then it didn't let me super move. I ate extra damage. It is what it is.
Bro, I remember how you were building your roster at the start. You were totally savage with it. You were like, I don't need this character. I'm never gonna use this character. I'm gonna shatter every single gear for them.
Well, my roster's to the point where I even have multiple builds. Like, my Batwoman of Drown has 3 builds. My King of Atlantis Aquaman has 4 builds. Like, my damage dealers have multiple builds now.
Hold up. Why that many builds on King? Well, what?
Well,
what do you have
because
there?
I have a fast attack chance. I have a lethal build, and then I have a beta build, and then I have a defense beta build for like fights that are going to be much harder where I need the defense. So it's like, there's scenarios for each build. There's reasons for all the builds. It's that I just like, I made all these just for those extra options just because I'm like, I don't really need arena stuff because I can use the raid stuff in arena, ideally.
That's why I keep telling people.
I ran out of raid stuff to build anyway, so I ended up building a lot of arena stuff anyway. I'm almost up to 30 mil now.
Yeah,
29 mil.
You had an amazing growth on your accounts. Also, the Batman Jones, I don't think she has any health rolls, right? Just maxed out defense.
Yeah, just 2 defense rolls. So it's only 73% defense, but I also have max resistances on talents.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't know why, but I was a bit more scared of the horrific Scarecrow supernova. Like, I was expecting it to be a bit more dangerous. Like, it's dangerous enough, don't get me wrong, but I was expecting it to be a lot more of a menace to deal with. It seems quite doable, I guess.
Yeah, I can survive with never healing. I try not to heal because that gets me out of the zone, and then I lose a lot of time. And because of I've already done a perfect pip, and I only hit 293 mil. So I was like kind of disappointed because I combo interrupted the whole time perfectly and stood in one shot because my DMC literally doesn't have any attack, anything on it that helps. So it's kind of rough, but I am making another Dark Metal cards. It's at level 7 right now. It has a epic attack and a rare attack on it already.
It makes sense. Also,
but I can't use it because it doesn't have a 100% chance to crit, so it wouldn't do better.
Yeah, until you get to level 10. Also, we missed the moment in the last fight, just as you said, as soon as the wall water went up, you got a lag and you get killed.
Well, I swiped down because I knew it was going to be on a swipe. Because when the water goes up or down on my last swipe, when I'm in the middle of trying to combo interrupt, it seems like it throws my timing off. To where even if I do it right, it seems like my Bad Woman Drown doesn't attack in time because of the like water going up or down on my screen is like
Yeah.
taking up frames or something. It's
That's the
kind of
problem
weird.
with live service games. When you lag, the enemy doesn't. The enemy doesn't care. They just play it as normally. Also, for me personally, it's kind of the weirdest things with the swipe down to continue combo interruption after. That messes me up the most, swipe down into combo interruption.
Yeah, honestly, I should have just did swipe down into more attacks because my zone was up or my water hazard was up, so I didn't need to ideally need to keep connecting basics. I just needed to keep in that corner to keep
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
my
And you're not doing
hazard
your
hit.
damage
So
from basics
I
anyway.
could have did a lot of more damage. I should have just kept trying to attack, but I was like, I can combo interrupt, but it like I failed. Honestly, it was a mistake. I could have did better. I could have did better in Gorilla Grodd as well.
Another
Here I'm
another thing
using
that you could
Batman Who
do.
Laughs here instead of Phase 2 because I haven't been able to. I seem like a lot of the runs I did with Dwayne and Batman Who Laughs, I wasn't able to get like all of Batman Who's Laughed juice like every time on Phase 2, and I'm not sure if it's like the most optimal. So I started using it here and using Zatanna with
Yeah, makes
Dwayne.
sense. Zatanna should be a bit
Zatanna's
more
actually able
convenient.
to get all her reductions. It's honestly pretty easy.
Yeah, and another
I've
thing, she can
noticed.
dodge the special 2 hazards, because you can just like do a special as that's about to hit you. I think.
I just been using Nora Snow Globe on her, and she just
Yeah, she
survives
just
really
heals.
well.
That's also true. Another
And
thing
as
that
long as burns up, you're good.
Another thing that you could do with Battle in the Drowned against Scarecrow, he's in the corner and you're preparing to lag basically, is just finishing a swipe down as you did and then block into a special and then combo interrupt after a special, because that should give you enough of a breather to get back into it. Like a special too. What do you think about that?
No, that's definitely a viable strategy. Right here, I had to use health reduction though because I'm iOS, of course.
Yeah.
Ideally, though, someone could use Zatanna League of Anarchy and just one-shot Captain Cold.
Yeah, but you need to keep
And
up the burning effect because, as I said, Armor Pierce does not work against him. Okay, so phase 1 here with the very balanced Black Adam.
yeah, so I have fast attack chance because fast attack chance does affect Black Adam's swipes. He can fast attack hit with the health reduction. So I also have batarangs on him, so he can have 4 fast attack
Well,
hits.
I can't wait to see that. Also getting Scarecrow killed before phase 2, that makes sense. Well, let's see it. I was expecting it to be a bit faster, to be honest. Like, it's very fast, but I was expecting him to, like, boop.
Oh god.
Be gone in 1 second. And now the hard part.
Discord connected, my bad.
No worry. We're in phase 2 right now. And you did the ability disable.
Alright.
Also about the hazards on the special too. How do you dodge that?
Wait, what?
The hazards in phase 2. The balls that are running on the ground. How do you even dodge that?
I don't even. You can dodge them. You can just jump over them or whatever. But I don't really care to dodge them too much. Because ideally, I want to kill Dwayne off once he's finished anyway. So
Yeah,
I
makes
restart
sense.
killing him off because I know he only has like 1 swipe left in him. And you'll see right there, because that second swipe doesn't do anything. I'm like, all right, let him die. Because if he dies off, she has an easier time getting everything off.
Yeah, obviously. Like, whenever I got into phase 2, the balls were a little bit of a problem for me. Because you can jump over them, but if you do, Brainiac's gonna eat you alive. So I think the only way to kind of dodge them is to use a special as they're about to hit you, because you get into that invulnerable state.
Yeah, phase 2 is definitely a menace. I tried the whole King Raven pip, even with max defense on King, it's still a really rough pip.
Yeah, they made phase 2 actually harder.
Because you have to use DMC on Raven, and then that just makes everything collectively harder.
Is
Because
he
once Brains gets to spamming, it's over with.
is
Once it
he
gets to, especially to that last minute.
is he immune to dot, by the way?
No, no.
Yeah, though you could like not use Dark Metal cards, but then the damage would be shit even with Beta Club.
Yeah, you can't one-shot phase 1 and phase 2 with the King Raven without DMC on Raven, because your dot value just will not be high enough. But the pip is very hard, and that it's because of mainly, not even because of the no crit, it's because of that ball on the floor. It's just so hard because it's either you're trying to avoid the ball on the floor, and because you're trying to avoid that, Brains will do ranged attacks a lot, do specials a lot, and just waste a lot of time more than anything.
Yeah. Also, I don't know what's with the balls with the last update, because we got balls in league rates, balls all over the soul rates. Also, this did double the damage, right? It registered double the damage.
Dwayne gets his own damage, so that was over 700 mil alone. So when you use Batman Who Laughs, I was getting like 800 to like 850. So they both definitely get their own extra damage.
Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, so phase 3 we have Kimflan, Sakuman, Raven, and Dr. Fate.
That was just disabling class.
Yeah, with the Hand of Zatanna. Glad that still works. Not sure it was ever intended to work, but I'm glad it still works.
It's helpful for me.
It's helpful for everybody. Nobody needs that class change. I'm so glad that in Soul Race they no longer give them the Brainiac animation whenever there's a class change boss. Like, that was one of the most annoying things.
Yeah, so lately the raids have been doing this, like Captain Cold in phases day 2, because ideally if 4 people do exactly what I'm doing on phase 3, then phase 4 clears with no unusual gameplay for like anyone.
Yeah, makes
And
sense.
it helps score, because honestly, even though Grodd is kind of a pain in the ass, I feel like he's much easier to hit than phase 4. Because even if you got health reduction or something, a lot of things just do not work on phase 4 once that like zone comes in and everything. You can try to play it as smooth as you want, but like Deathstroke, he's not gonna have a good time phase 4 ever. Freeze Puppet, I already found out the hard way, that does not go well.
Yeah, me too. Another thing that you should suggest in the league chat alongside with Deathstroke versus Grodd. A lot of good suggestions from you in the league
Well,
chat, not gonna lie.
on paper, it works ideally, but when you test it out, you find out a lot of things. Like
Yeah, indeed.
finding out, because at first the Deathstroke on Grodd, it actually worked in tier 9. He was ignoring the cap, but in tier 10, for some reason, he's just like, no, I have a
Wait,
solid 3 mil cap.
in
I
tier
don't
9 he was
care.
literally ignoring it? Or just
Yeah,
hitting them?
Deathstroke did not care about tier 9 Grodd's cap. He didn't care. But in tier 10, he cared.
He did not care as in it had a normal damage cap that's actually 3% of his total health, or he had absolutely no damage cap?
He was getting his normal damage reductions in. He wasn't hitting the 3 mil.
Oh yeah, I see. Makes sense.
So I was like, all right, that'll be good with the freeze pip on Grot, but then tier 10 was a different game, ball game. When I tried it the first time, I kept hitting 3 mil. I'm like, well, this is dumpster fire. It's over. You literally, the only options for Grodd are like Manta with like dark metal cards or like Batarangs or something, or you use freeze puppet.
Yeah. Well, this is over, and you did a total of 2.1 billion damage. Quite kind of curious how the fights are going to shift once we have League of Anarchy no longer bugged, and once we have Black Adam no longer bugged.
It'll also be a way different ball game when Black Adam is like fixed and stuff though, because like he's given at least like 500 million extra damage. Because normally he's only supposed to do like 100 to like 120 million damage to something, but with like the phase 1 to 2 extra damage or everything, and like the phase 1 through 4 thinking it's like one enemy, combining all that, he gets like himself, he gets like 650 mil about damage, whereas he would normally only get like 100 to 120 mil. So he's getting over 500 million extra damage on your damage score.
I can't wait for him and League of Anarchy to get fixed ideally at the same time because I want to see League of Anarchy versus Phase 1 again and to see how far it can go in Phase 2 actually.
I honestly, I have an idea for that already because I wanted to try to ideally solo tier 10, but I already did it all on
Oh
paper. It's
boy.
ideally impossible because of
Yeah,
phase
it's
4,
impossible
but
with the characters we have.
I will be able to reach phase 4 in damage phase 4 with health reduction, but I will not be able to finish it. That's as far as it'll pretty much go, because ideally you can use Manta and Freeze Pip on Grodd, and that's going to kill him. And you can use Grodd Brain Pip on that can ideally even one-shot Captain Cold. And then you can use Zatanna Banshee on Dr. Fate, because that can even one shot. That woman who drowned can one shot Scarecrow. And then on paper, if League of Anarchy, if the Last Laugh Joker version can one shot like the whole thing without Zatanna, then you could ideally reach all the way to phase 4.
Yeah, but
Because Last Laugh the Joker is gonna get a lot of buffs on phase 1.
yeah, but keep in mind, as I said, armor pierce on basics doesn't seem to be working, so you'll need a classic Superman most likely in the Joker team.
I don't even think you really need that for phase 1 though. I think it might be more beneficial just to put the Justice League Flash in there.
Maybe.
Just have him die with the North Snow Globe, because that's like 6 deaths at least for Joker, and you have that infinite combo. If it should still work though. The infinite
Yeah, I
combo with
haven't seen
EPI
anybody
is just
try, but
smooth
it should
run
still
through though.
work. But yeah, we're kind of prolonging this video too long. We'll talk later after we finish it, but let's wrap it up for the video.
Yep.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thanks so much, Devo, for being here. Amazing gameplay, as usual, and I'm going to link his channel in the description, the pin comment. Go check him out. Anything else you want to say before we wrap it up?
Thank you for having me. It was good talking.
No worries.
Having
Anytime.
a decent time in this new meta and everything, just trying to adjust to it and everything, but I kind of have an idea of everything now.
Glad to hear. But yeah, goodbye, everybody.